I'm Gabby, and today I'm thrilled to be here with the Blumbergs family from the hit TV show We Bought a Funeral Home. Guys, how are you?
We're good. Yeah, having a fun day.
How did your family journey started with We Bought a Funeral Home begin, and was inspired you to take as such an unconventional renovation project?
So it all started by accident. So in the middle of the pandemic, we saw a news article about you can trade in your city house and buy a big house in the country. So we were bored. So we went to have a look at this amazing big house, and it looked like the Addams family house. So we fell in love instantly. And we didn't ever think we'd actually buy it. But like 5 minutes into the house tour, we were like, we called the kids weren't with us. And my husband and I were like, yep, we're buying this house. And they did a follow-up news article on it. And suddenly a production company in Discovery Plus called us and said, hey, do you want to make a TV show? And you don't usually get those phone calls. So we were like, sure, why not? So we did.
It was very quick. It was very sudden. Yeah, I think, like my mum said, we were not TV people. We never thought we would do a reality TV show. So when they approached us, we thought it was for one episode. And then as we got through discussions, they said it's going to be all about us. So it was surprising.
Have you ever seen or like heard anything spooky while renovating the funeral home?
Actually we have. We've heard a lot of really spooky, really weird things. Nothing dangerous though. We hear a lot of footsteps. We hear people saying hello. I've heard people saying my name in the house. And God, there's just so much opening and closing doors, lights going on and off, like really kind of cheesy stuff that happens, but it's really cool.
We see there's a couple of people that walk around, and when we first moved into the house, we thought they were part of the crew or part of the construction team, and it was only after they left that we still saw these people, and we were like, oh, this is a thing. So yeah, but as Noah said, it's unnerving, but it's not nasty.
What were like some of the most memorable moments you encountered while filming We Bought a Funeral Home, especially considering the unique settings and history of the house?
So the house, what we didn't realize when we bought it is that it has a very rich history. So as Noah actually did a lot of research on the previous owners, and we found out there were a lot of accidents, a lot of unfortunate deaths, a lot of weird things that started to make sense. There was one time, I forget his name, I think his name was Hicks, one of the previous owners of the house. He had a big beard, brown eyes, and one day our contractor saw someone standing on the porch, and my dad has a big beard, brown eyes, and so he said to my dad, what were you doing on the porch? It's winter. And he says, I wasn't on the porch. And then about a week later, Noah found the picture of Hicks, and we thought, okay, that's pretty weird.
Oh my God. I literally hate ghosts. I do not I love horror movies, but so I think I would have maybe already moved into another house.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Do you ever get scared when you're home alone and you hear a strange sound?
So there's usually no. So usually, even with all the weird things that happen, it's usually fine. But there's been 2 instances that have scared me. One was, this sounds really stupid, but Noah's had this as well. There's this certain footsteps that, for some reason, these footsteps are ponderous and they're loud and they're coming towards you, and you left the house when you heard the footsteps. She left. I got on the phone. I was like, get home now, to my husband and Noah. That was one. And then another one was, so when things happen in the house, we try and video or do sound recordings. Yeah, just so we've got a record of everything that's happening. And there was one day I was downstairs and I heard someone say the basement. And I was by myself. And so I put my voice recorder on my phone, and I was like, well, who's in the basement? and a recording came back, and you hear a man say, "I am." And that was just like, that one was one where I was like, yeah, no, not going to the basement anytime soon.
You're freaking me out right now. Oh my god, I don't know what I would have done. I think I would have, like, peed in my pants. Maybe. As a family, how did you navigate the balance between the spooky atmosphere of the funeral home, of the practicalities of the renovating into your dream residence during the filming of the shows?
That's a really big question, actually. So when we agreed to do the show, we really didn't know what we were getting into. So it took 20 months to film the show, and we had film crew with us every day. Sometimes if we were doing a big block, we would have 12 people. Some days it would be 2. And then we had a construction crew. And then there was us trying to work our day jobs and do things. So I think it's fair to say there were some fraught moments where we all maybe lost it a little bit. I think that...
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right. Having 30 people in your house, you know, on one side it's paranormal investigation, so there's half of us trying to do that, then there's the other half trying to build a house. So it was chaotic, but thankfully we had an amazing team, so they made it as easy as something like that could be. So we were pretty lucky.
What was the most haunted room in the house, and why do you think it's haunted?
I think the most haunted room would either be the old basement, or actually I'm gonna go with the staircase. We have the turning staircase, which both areas there have been a lot of as my brother put it, a lot of accidents and a lot of unfortunate stuff that has happened there. So the spiritual activity there is so high. And they're both, well, the staircase is super peaceful and super nice. You have a much better feeling about the space there, but the old basement is just straight up creepy. It is just so creepy, and we haven't renovated it yet, so it's just old bricks, dust, bugs. It's just so weird. Actually, yeah, so my area, which is the top floor of the house, it's very active. I had a friend staying over once, and I went to my room to sleep. I locked my door, shut my bedroom door, and my door slammed open. And he called for me, and he was like, "Oh my god, the door just opened." And my bedroom door is very difficult to open. You have to really put a lot of weight onto it, and it flung right open. And then later that night, I heard heavy footsteps marching around the area that he was sleeping. Yeah, but that's probably the creepiest stuff that's happened in my room. Otherwise, it's very peaceful in my room.
Oh my god. I think I'm gonna do nightmares tonight. Oh well, I like nightmares. Could you share some behind the scenes stories or challenge you faced during the production of We Bought a Funeral Home the viewers might not be aware of?
This one isn't very good, and it's not very interesting to the viewers, but I was filming an interview in my room, and each interview takes like an hour, maybe 2, like very long, and the whole camera card deleted, and I had to redo my whole interview. And it was right at the end, and one of our producers looked over, went to check it, and went, "Oh my god." And everyone freaked out, and they were like, "We have to redo everything." And at this point, the sun was going down, we were losing all the lighting, and I was just sitting there and had to redo all of it. That's not very interesting, but I remember it being so chaotic.
It was not fun, but I think that's sort of, for context, we had throughout the filming, we constantly had issues with, filming, batteries go everywhere. If we had $1 for every time someone screamed for a new battery, we would be millionaires. But like, there kept being interference, screens kept going, batteries kept going, even though when they were fully charged, they kept going, things like that. And it became a whole thing of just like, they'd never had it happen on a production before. So, you know, there was a lot of times like that. Definitely.
Nothing very interesting. When I started the show, I had very short hair like I do now. And then, but it was a 20-month schedule, so by the time we finished, I had super long hair past my shoulders. but sometimes we had to pretend to go back and do an interview from the beginning. So trying to tie my hair back or put a hat on, try to act a bit younger. That was always a challenge.
I think that even though you say that it's not interesting, like you also said, I think that it's really interesting. And also I saw the video of, you love Halloween. You love Halloween and you did like a circus kind of. I would have drive even 7 hours to go there. Do you think that the ghosts in your house are friendly or they just seem more mischievous?
I think for the most part, the ghosts are very friendly. They seem to we have a lot that seem to just get on with things, and they seem accepting of us being there. We have some that try to interact with us, like we have some that sort of shout hello and try and talk to you that way. Noah has several that walk around her room, sit on her bed. Sure, Noah will go upstairs and sort of talk out loud, and what will happen is, like later that night, I will wake up because I think I can hear her talking, and I've recorded this, and it's actually someone else responding to the questions that Noah's asked and things like that, which is crazy. So I think by and large they're not pushing us down the stairs, they're not breaking things, nothing is moving around nastily, so I think we're okay.
Would you ever spend a night alone in the most haunted room of your house just to see what happens?
The two of us are big horror and supernatural freaks. We love it. So I go on road trips mostly by myself, and because people know that I love this, I get invitations like to sleep a night or two in an abandoned asylum or in a haunted hotel or in an old schoolhouse. So I tend to go off and do that. I scare myself stupid. I don't sleep, and I watch Netflix with the camera on really bright, but I do it, and here's even worse.
Yes, I absolutely would. I live in the basement, so I'm with all the creepy stuff, but much like my mum, I've spent months at a time in abandoned hospitals and asylums, so we're very interested by everything.
Free to leave. He was free to leave.
Yeah.
My dad will love that because he's like, when he sees some abandoned stuff, he's like, I want to go in there. I want to see what's in there.
Yeah,
and I'm like, you're crazy. Now that the show has concluded, how do you feel about the overall?
We love doing the show. We love the reaction to the show. We didn't think anyone would watch it. We thought Discovery Plus was insane, wanting to do a show about our family. It was so weird. But we've had a really great reaction to it. We're actually now doing a new show next year. That's all I can say. But it's more focused on the paranormal, and I really can't say anything else than that. So this journey has been incredible, and it's opened up this career path journey that we get to do as a family. I mean, we're so lucky. It's crazy.
Did you ever imagine doing that?
No.
Being at a table and signing photos and everything?
No. It's still very new for us, and it blows our mind. We think it's nuts.
That ends the interview, but I was so happy to be with you guys, and I think that one day I want to be an actress. I finger crossed. And I think that one day I will be sitting at a table like you guys. And yeah, I'm just so excited. So you guys are all super nice, and I'm so glad to have met you.
Thank you. Glad to meet you too.